Alright, now, I know we don't do a lot of, like, rumor milly kind of stuff on this channel, and sometimes we do, but this one is a rather interesting discussion that's coming up. There was a mysterious Twitter account that showed up on, well, Twitter, obviously, and typically, every time something like this autonomously comes up, sometimes the information is correct, and I wanted to give some of my thoughts and things to the possibility of some of these erratas down here, and I wanted to discuss the possibility of some of these quote-unquote hits. Now, none of the information in this video is confirmed to be real. This is to be taken as a grain of salt, but the randoms or erratas to some of the cards down here, it makes my head think, you know, well, what if? So the first big thing here, the Forbidden and Limited update for the OCG. This is the rumored list, by the way. Like I said, everything is rumored. So Instant Fusion Twin Twister, both forbidden. Interesting. I didn't know that Twin Twister was that big of a problem. I guess 2 for 2s, but when you've got Cosmic Cyclone and things running around, it's a bit more interesting. Limited grind or Gear Drone, Quick Fix Resort, as I was talking about in the TCG in some of my discussions. Honestly, if you limit Resort along with Quick Fix Drone, you put the deck down, and it really hurts a lot more than I think people want to give it credit for, and it really absolutely sucks. Grinder Golem, just because of degeneracy. El Shaddai Construct, Damage Juggler, Yada, Heavy Storm, Painful Choice, Pot of Greed, Metamorphosis, all limited to 1. Construct with an errata. It's interesting to see that Construct will be the closest release card to receive an errata in a very long time. And it's very important to understand that they can change things at any time that they want to if they're changing Construct. And that's very scary to look at, knowing that any banned card at any point in time, like we already knew any banned card at any point in time could receive an errata and be changed, but something within the last 4 years getting an errata, if not earlier, it gives me hope for the Dragon Rulers and the appropriate ways and things that they should be able to adapt those cards to allow them to return back to the game. And it's literally a do-over, and it should have been that way for a while. Semi-limited, Scapegoat, Set Rotation, Divine Wind of the Mist Valley, Spellbook of Secrets, Knowledge, Alistair, Tribe Infecting, and Dante. Scapegoat should have been at 2 very long time ago. This card is super degenerate in this format. I could actually see this card actually going to 1 in the TCG. Set Rotation will probably end up hitting 1 eventually. The TCG killed it because we were sick and tired of being locked out of our mechanic. TCG Konami hates cards that do not allow your opponent to play the game. You know what Set Rotation does? Fucking locks you out of the game. And TCG does not want that. So, seeing on how the TCG has been reflecting on that choice, the OCG is probably going to follow suit very soon as well. So there's that. And then Dante to 2. I mean, the deck's already at 150%, so why not just start giving them back Dantes? Unlimited Dragoons, Summoner Monk, Avarice, Future Fusion, Union Hanger. 3 Pot of Avarice. Holy shit! Like, this card is insane! The value that it generates is crazy! And you're telling me that you're going to put it to 3 in the OCG? What? Like, this is by far the craziest push. Synchro decks get the craziest push of their life. What are you doing? Also, Future Fusion can go to 3. Honestly, though, the lot of viable changes on this list for the OCG. Grinder Golem definitely needs to be taken care of. Just the degeneracy that it's doing in the OCG, being able to just shit out double link monsters that are large, are incredibly powerful. And Scapegoat's stupidity that it's been generating, oh so much. And it's really weird, because the OCG before this list, they hit a lot of unnecessary things. I think they're learning from their lesson. The OCG needs to go to what the TCG did and just take the data off their list and just say we need to update it as we need to update it. It would definitely do them a lot of good. But I don't fucking know. Just something they're being too aggressive. Also, 3 Dragoons is really good for water. Like, water OTKs just get retarded. Alright, now, let's talk about some of these erratas that, quote-unquote, are going to exist. El Shaddai Construct. When this card is successfully fusion summoned, the effect of Light Monster sent as material for this fusion effect cannot be activated. So, basically, what if you're sending the Light Monster to the graveyard? It's weird. It's fucking weirded, really. This card successfully fusion summon. The effect of Light Monsters, probably Light Monster, sent as material. This fusion effect cannot be activated. So whatever Light Monster you are sending to the graveyard to fulfill this effect, nope, don't get to use it. I don't... Construct, it's weird what the fuck they can do to it to make it work, but just fucking get rid of it, honestly, at this point. You know, it was fine the way it was, but just the dumping aspect of it and whatever it was doing, I think it's just too powerful. Yugioh. This one's a little bit more interesting. If this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent must skip their next draw phase. Your opponent must possess at least 4 cards for this effect to be activated. Now, 4 cards in hand or 4 cards on field. Giving Yugioh a restriction to make your opponent maintain X amount of cards seems to be the most appropriate way to fix this card. Granted, it's a spirit monster, returns back to the hand, but you're setting a condition on it. And I could see, if this is the errata for this card, that we see something similar to Time Seal be applied. You know, you can only activate this card if your opponent possesses X amount of cards in their hand or 4 cards in the field. That would be the best way to handle the situation, and I kind of like this change, honestly. I see no real problems with adjusting Yugioh to an effect like this. It's perfectly fine, and Time Seal will probably follow suit. Next up, Painful Choice. Select 2 cards from your deck and show them to your opponent. Your opponent selects 1 card from among them, adds it to your hand, send the rest to the graveyard. You cannot special summon the turn this card is activated, and cards sent to the graveyard by this effect cannot activate their effects. Whoo! Did we neuter that card? Honestly, you could have set Painful Choice to 3, and it would have been fine. Anything over fucking 3 is really bad. 2 is not bad. I like how they should have stipulated on the original Painful Choice that you can't use any of the cards that you send to the graveyard that turn. But I can get behind, you know, 2, show 1, add 1, and then you cannot special summon the turn you activate this effect. It's fine. It's card demisey. It fixes a lot of the issues that we've kind of had with that. I could definitely see things going that way, though. Makes it way more better. Next up, Pot of Greed. So, you guys thought Ash Blossom was retarded, but it's cool. Pot of Greed. Draw 2 cards. You cannot special summon the turn you activate this effect. Alright. Nothing absolutely wrong with this one. It's actually not a bad trade-off. If you limit it to 1, and you include the stipulation you cannot special summon the turn you activate this effect, it's fine. You're not doing yourself a disservice, you're not hurting the game, and it brings one of the most generic draw cards back to the game. It's honestly the best way that you can touch that. I see absolutely no reason to not have this drawback on it. It makes the card fine. And if it gets Ash Blossom, well, you know, it's all good. And then Metamorphosis, the current posted errata for that. Tribute 1 level 5 or lower monster on the field. Special summon 1 fusion from your extra deck of the same level. So, this is fine. It's like the house is burning. The card was really broken when you were getting above your current power scales. When you were getting into like that tributing a level 8 for other things, you know, like Last Warrior from Another Planet and shit like that. It's where Metamorphosists kind of deniably broke the game. And by putting it level 5 or lower, it fixes a lot of the issues that we had with it. Honestly, I should have probably said this in the first place, because going into Cyber Twin was retardedly broken. But I like this. This would be a good change to the card. Outside of that, just discussions on like Flames of Destruction, new types, damage, Mazoi, fiery attribute, archetype that triggers effect damage to your opponent. They possess the effects of destruction and can search. That'd be pretty cool. I would definitely look forward to something like this. It's supposed to be, has a good matchup against Aui's Trickstars. But, as I said, nothing on this post is confirmed. This is all rumors. What do you guys think about information like this? What do you think about these possible erratas? Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think, and that's all I got, guys. Later, alligators. I want to hear those opinions. Fucking Painful Choice Pot of Greed is a good card. What?